Lies and body language. How to know if someone is lying. If you claim that you never lie, well, you're a liar. Those little white lies are slipping out more often than you realize. One study found that Americans, on average, tell about 11 lies per week. Other research shows that number is on the conservative side. A study published in the Journal of Basic and Applied Social Psychology found that 60% of people can't go 10 minutes without lying at least once. And it gets worse. Those that did lie actually told an average of 3 lies during that short conversation. Why do we do it? In surveying more than 100 psychology graduate students currently or previously in therapy, it was found that people lie to protect themselves in some way, mostly to avoid shame or embarrassment, to avoid painful emotions, and to avoid being judged. 60% of people can't go 10 minutes without lying at least once. You know, like when you're too tired to go to brunch, so you claim you have a stomach bug, or you tell your boss you had train trouble when you really just overslept. Then there are the little fibs called pro-social lies, which we are taught as kids is harmless. The problem with these little lies, which are harmless at first, is that they tend to have a snowball effect. Basically, the more you lie, the easier it is to do it and the bigger the lie gets. How good are we at detecting lies? Chances are you're throwing lies around pretty often, but do you know when you're being duped? It turns out we are pretty good at pegging liars, but that we end up talking ourselves out of it. Research published in Psychological Science found that we all have preset instincts for detecting liars, but they are often overridden by our conscious minds. Luckily, there are active steps we can take to improve our lie detection radar. According to behavioral experts and professional interrogators, the key is to watch rather than listen. You may not be able to hear a lie, but you can spot a liar by being aware of these nonverbal signs. When it comes to spotting a liar, the key is to watch rather than listen. And here are some tips and tricks you need to know to spot a liar. Number 1. Establish a baseline. In the world of behavioral analysis, baseline observations are the totality of observing nonverbal attributes absent the introduction of stressors and triggers. Most baseline measurements should be calibrated during non-confrontational conversation. It's especially easy to establish a baseline of behavior for those you are close to, like spouses, children, and friends. If you are using visual behavior to gauge the credibility of someone you know, you will also have the benefit of a baseline. Some people, for example, will never look you in the eye. For others, every interaction is a stare down. Underminers and ruthless people. Knowing how much someone normally looks during in-person interaction can assist in judging the significance of deviations from the norm. Number 2. Study the eyes. They say our eyes are the window to our soul, and when it comes to spotting a liar, studying the portal may lead you to the truth. A study of people across 58 countries found that gaze aversion was the behavior that most people associated with deception. But is there any truth to this? Science shows that liars do not avoid eye contact any more frequently than those telling the truth. The key thing to look for in eye movement is deviation from their baseline. He also notes that how fast or slow someone blinks and how that changes from their baseline when they say something you suspect to be a lie is critical to observe. The caveat comes when there are very high stakes involved. Say cheating in a relationship or doing something in the office place that can cost you your job. In these situations, some studies have found gaze aversion to be linked with deception. Number 3. Look for micro-expressions. Research out of Stephan Porter's forensic psychology lab at Dalhousie University found that the face will betray the deceiver's true emotion. Cracking briefly and allowing displays of true emotion to leak out. When people were instructed to lie, the researchers were able to discern rare micro-expressions, flashes of true emotion that show briefly, from 1/5 to 1/25 of a second on their faces. The face and its musculature are so complex, so much more complex than anywhere else in our external bodies, says Leanne Ten Brinkle, a graduate student in experimental psychology who collaborated on the research. There are some muscles in the face you cannot control, and those muscles won't be activated in the absence of genuine emotion. So, you just can't do it. The face will betray the deceiver's true emotion, cracking, be free, and allowing displays of true emotion to leak out. Porter adds, as if someone is telling a really big lie with serious consequences, the face will definitely reveal the deception. Because unlike body language, you can't monitor or completely control what's going on in your face. This research was the first detailed experimental demonstration of the secrets revealed when people put on a false face, faking or inhibiting various universal emotions. Number 4. Spot a fake smile. Liars are more likely to press their lips together, leaving their smile looking forced or tense. But it's not just about the lips. It is the mouth-eye combo that is key in spotting a liar. A truthful person smiles with their entire face, like the famous Mona Lisa. Crow's feet indicate honesty. She stresses that while we tend to distrust people who are shifty-eyed, break eye contact, or won't look you in the eye at all, there are plenty of innocent explanations for this, whether they are shy, nervous, or socially awkward. So focusing on someone's eye when they smile is a great way to rule out these explanations. There are 7 human emotions, Stecker says: anger, happiness, sadness, fear, surprise, disgust, and content. These come into play when someone is forcing a smile. Number 5. Look for signs of stress. So, you're pretty sure your friend, boss, or family member just lied to your face. You decide to press them on the issue by asking for clarification around the statement. Chances are there are going to be some physical shifts that can clue you into their discomfort. Touching of the face is a pacifier and has a calming effect to a brain under stress. The limbic and basal ganglia systems are 2 critical components of the human brain, controlling processing of stress and visible nonverbal deception attributes humans exhibit, says Strecker. Not commonly known, when the human brain is under stress, the brain temperatures rise and often is exhibited as perspiration on the forehead or upper lip area of the face. Touching of the face is a pacifier and has a calming effect to an otherwise brain under stress. Foot tapping or fidgety hands should be noted. Of course, this is dependent on the baseline. Some people just have a habit of twirling their hair or touching their face, but Strecker says to be mindful of any changes in blinking speed, swallowing, facial hand rubbing, yawning, hair twirling, or rate of breath, all actions that might hint a lie is in process.